Hey, welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Now I got this first one that was mostly complete, Model L, up on the bench and got started on her. I pulled the tech starter part out. It was pretty easy. Just this collar was in there loosening up and she slid right out. So I think next we're going to have to get in there to the points and stuff, so I'm going to get the shroud off and get the flywheel and stuff off. I'm not sure. I never had one of these apart before, so it's going to be new territory for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get that off next. Okay, I got this starter part out. Looks like we're going to need to do a little cleaning up here. Got some mud dauber nests in there. Looks like it has some kind of a spring on the back side. That pin must engage with the flywheel. Looks like there's some dogs here that engage with this, and then once it's going they go out of the way maybe. Not sure. So we'll look into that later. Yeah, I'll see if I can get this flywheel to come off. Not placing any pullers on it or anything, so. Yep, finally came. Only markings I see on there is an N stamped in it. Okay. Wow, look at that capacitor. That's really different. I've never seen one like that. Let's hope all this stuff is good. So, they're soldered on even. So I guess, I think I'll mess with that later. We'll get a better overall look at things here. Let's pull the bottom off of this bugger and see what the innards looks like, if it's got an oil pump or what in there. You over here, the lighting's a little better, so get this bottom off. I pulled the drain plug and there was just a minor amount of oil come out. There was some in it. Looks like that green stuff again. Oh yeah, we got an oil pump mounted right on the base. Yeah, there we go. Look at a nice goo in there. It's almost like grease. That's good, that preserves things. Yeah, I don't think that screen and stuff is going to suck up much there. So I'll have to look into this to see how it comes apart and get it cleaned up. Now let's take a look inside and see what we got. things are looking nice. That little thing on the side is where the governor is. Actually, it's pretty nice and clean in there, except for this gooey stuff in the bottom. So I'm thinking that I'll get a little bit of that goo cleaned out of there, and we'll take a look at some other things here. Okay, I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out of there. I know there isn't any point in trying to unscrew that because it's never going to unscrew, so I'm just going to take my cut-off wheel and cut that baby off of there, and then we'll deal with that later with a chisel. Get it out of the casting. Okay, I got that exhaust clipped off of there. I got this monster snap-on screwdriver thing that I've had for years, never used it. And I think it's going to work for these heads. Fits in there pretty decent. Just going to tap it a little bit. See what happens here. Yep, that one's coming. Wow, it just fits in there. Alright, that was successful. Hopefully, that gasket's going to survive. There's no washers on them screws or anything. Apparently these are fairly low compression. Be able to tighten it down good enough with a screwdriver slot. Probably should have tried to get that spark plug out of there before I took this off. Feels like it's going to come right off. Yep. And we got an intake valve that opens and an exhaust valve that doesn't. It looks to me like them babies are going to come out of there and we're going to be doing a valve job on this one. Cylinder looks nice. Alright. I guess next we'll see if we can get that carburetor off there and see what kind of condition that's in. Okay, got the carburetor off. Some gunk down inside of it. Bug stuff. Looks like there's been mud wasps in there. This does not move. The needle valve moves. Choke moves, so I guess it'll have a bath in the ultrasonic cleaner and see if we can get it apart. Get her to move. That'll be later. So I guess guess I better take a look at these valves, see what we got going there, if they can be saved or whether we're going to have to rob something out of another one. I think I'm going to pull this baby all apart, get her cleaned up really good, valve job, all that good stuff. There doesn't appear to be any locks on the rod cap, and there's kind of a groove and a hole in it. Must be where it dips the oil from the bottom side. That's different. Well, looks good. Cute little thing compared to that diesel that I was working on the other day, huh? Now, I'm going to go ahead and get a mark on the piston so I know which way it goes back in for sure. And then I'll pull that out. Okay, come out without much resistance. Boy, she's got a long skinny rod on her. And there is no place for oil on the top side, just on the bottom. And I was concerned about the rings being stuck because of all that goo in there, but they would have been okay. But now we know for sure. Now I can work on getting the valves out and get that taken care of. Got the valves out. That's the exhaust valve. This is the intake valve. Pretty rough. Definitely would never run. And that's the seats. So they're all going to need to be redone. You guys have seen me do that before on that Model S, I think. So it'd be the same procedure. Okay, I got the seats all redone. I honed the cylinder, got the valves ground, and lapped. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but there's a nice little even line all the way around from the lapping. So we're all good there. So I think pretty much everything is in order except for a lot of cleaning up and of course a magneto. Get that checked out yet. So we're making progress. Decided to check this mag out next before I do any cleaning. So I got my capacitor tester here. Nope, she's deader in the door now. Nope. No, definitely not going to find one of those. And I don't think I'm going to tear any of these other ones apart to rob them out of, because they're going to be the same way. So I'm going to try to find something that I can substitute in there. Found a capacitor to fit in there, got her installed, got the points clean and set, and we have spark. Figured it'd be a lot easier to spin this thing when there's no piston and stuff in there, in case I had troubles with it. So glad that all that stuff's working. I'll pull this off so you can see what I did. Come on, camera, cooperate. I just took a capacitor out of a newer magneto and put it underneath the one screw. And this wire was stopped off there, but it was all one solid wire, so I just insulated where it was soldered onto this, it was soldered onto here. So it was a solid wire, it just went on by there and was soldered on. So I insulated that, and it's tucked down underneath there so it won't be in harm's way. And then I soldered this back up here and cleaned and set the points, so we're all good to go. And I'm going to get this out of the exhaust port where I cut it off, and I got a little chisel, looks like that, and what we do is get near, oh, I took my Sawzall and I cut a little slot in it right there. So now we just collapse this in. Just like that. And just pull it right out, and your threads are all nice yet. Now we're going to do some cleanup. Well, got all the parts cleaned up. It took a whole day. Let's see, what all did I wind up doing? Okay, I got the block and that all cleaned out. Took the guts out of the breather. They were packed full of that goo too. Let's see, what else? Oh, I got the chain on the Kickstarter all freed up. And the clutch for the, I guess that's what you call it, for the Kickstarter. I got that all freed up. Got the mud wasp nests out of there. And then this pin that's sticks through here that engages into the flywheel, the top of that was broke loose. It's just painted over like these are, and it wallered all out, so I did a little tack weld on there, hold that in place. Let's see, let's go over here to the rest of the parts. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can hear the generator running or not. We got a 4-hour planned power outage for a system upgrade, whatever that means, and I needed some lights, so I got the little 800 water out running the lights. Okay, got the carburetor all freed up. That had mud wasp in it too, that's why that wouldn't move. And what else did I get done here? Oh, we did the valves. I got the head all cleaned up. Pistons all clean and lubricated. Oh, the head bolts, they were kind of tore up a little bit from the screwdriver slots over the years, so I cleaned them up. They turned out pretty good. Oh, and here's the guts to the breather. Looks like a bunch of grass. So I got the table cleared off. We're going to do some assembly. The assembly's going good. Got the valves back in. Got the piston and rod back in. The oil sump cover and the oil pump's all in place. We got put the breather back together. Get the carburetor mounted, hooked up to the governor, and get this cover back on here. And then flywheel and stuff and head coming along pretty good. Well, I got the going on her and she's all together now, I think, except the Kickstarter. Gonna start it with a drill, only because I have to build a framework and stuff because the oil plug sticks out the bottom and those bolts and stuff, so it takes kind of a special base in order to use that Kickstarter. So I'll make that later. I just want to see if she's going to run. I shortened up that choke thing. It was stuck way out here, so that's all set to go. And I'm gonna attempt. I robbed this little line off of one of the other engines sitting here, and found I found a gas tank, but I don't have it ready yet, and gotta see it run. So I stuck one of these things with a check valve on the end of a hose. And I'm going to stick the hose in this bottle of gas, and I'm going to have to set it on the floor. So I don't know if this thing will suck gas that far or not, but we're going to find out. So I'm going to stick this tube I robbed off it. Other one, maybe. There she goes. I know if I set that gas bottle on the bench, it's just going to go flying. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll set that in there, and then I'll set that on the floor. And I stuck a muffler on it. It's not the right one, but it's just something to make it a little quieter. So if it does start, you'll be able to hear me, maybe. Alright, let's give her a whirl. And I'll pull the choke. It's sucking gas up, I can see it. Almost there. Open up the jet a little bit. Well, it might be because I'm having a hard time sucking that gas up. Let me do just a little bit of messing around here and see if we can't get it to run a little steadier. Well, I tried a new plug. Didn't seem to help any. I thought maybe the muffler was restricting it, so I found a bigger muffler that I could squeeze in there. And what else did I do? I don't know. Messed with the carburetor adjustments, and just no matter what I did, it seemed like it got worse and worse, and got so I couldn't hardly get it to run at all. And I just finally discovered that. What I did now. Finally discovered that this connection where it went on the bottom of the carburetor was sucking air. You couldn't tighten it up enough, so I just found a little bit bigger hose and stuck it right over there. Then she fired up and I readjusted the carburetor. I got some new old stock Firestone spark plugs that I've had for years that I forgot about, and had one that would fit this. It's paint colored. Firestone Supreme. It says money back guarantee. Firestone Supreme spark plugs are guaranteed to give satisfactory performance under all conditions of operation, or money will be refunded. Thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, she seems to do all right now. See if she'll restart. Alright, so I get a base made and get the gas tank fixed up. I think this one's ready to go. Of course, get the Kickstarter back on. So I'm guessing that next is going to be, I think I got, what, 2 more of these? I think. Got my garage door open because I was running this. Now I'm going to have to rake my garage again. All these leaves blowing in here. Okay, this one has a Model A tag on it. It's not a Model A. I don't know how that tag wound up on there, but I don't think Model A tags are even headed that way. I think they were this way on the shroud, so I don't know what's up with that. Kind of a mystery. So I got that one, and oh boy, that one and that one. Let's see, that's a, that one's not, that one's not, and this one is not. I'm probably waving the camera all over the place. So I got 2 more L's. We'll see if we can make one out of those 2. And of course I've been having other thoughts of another project that I've wanted to do for a long time, and while I was looking for some other parts, I run into what's left of the Model S. This is going to be a future project that I'm going to work on in between all these other ones. I'm not sure I'm going to reveal what it is yet, but there isn't a whole lot left of this one. I'm the only guy I know that would save one that's this bad. Figure all the fins are mashed off the head. Of course it doesn't turn. Of course there's no carburetor, no nothing, not even a cover on the valve area. But it's got a really nice looking flywheel. All the fins are on there. And apparently I had a recoil start at one time and somebody put a rope starter on it. So I'm going to attempt to tear this apart, and if I can save the innards, we're going to try making something out of it. So I just thought I'd mention that before I close this video. So we got 1 Model L running. Gonna call this a video. I'll get them other 2 up on the bench and start disassembling and figure out all the best parts and see if we can make one. So if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. See you next time. I had 2 or 3 pumps on this and it started, so I'll turn the camera around and we'll see what happens. Now it's over.